Hey, good morning, everybody. Dr. Les Young here again with part 3, discussing the subject of preference versus conviction. The first part of this was a overall summary. Yesterday, we talked about how preference is temporary, conviction is long-lasting. Today, we're going to talk about the fact that preference tends to be negotiable and conviction is non-negotiable. So let's just take a look at one really good example of this. A lot of people, even those who do not honor God, who do not honor His Word, will quote part of a verse, 1 John 4:8, that God is love. And they prefer that portion of the verse. They prefer that God is love because it tends to cover a multitude of ungodly thoughts and deeds. What happens is something like this. God is love, and so I substitute my idea of what love means and then give God's sanction to it. And as long as I can support that thinking or feel comfortable in that thinking, I prefer to say that God is love. On the other hand, I am convinced that God is love. I have a strong conviction that He is love, that is a true statement. And that drives me to find out just what this God who is love, what He thinks and how He acts, what He declares as right and wrong, and what He declares as good and evil. And when love says something is wrong, I want to refrain from that. When love says something that is evil, I do not want to participate, but rather to expose it. Going back to the preference part, many times people say, I love you, or I love something, and what they really mean is, I prefer it for the moment. I prefer it until I've had enough of it. I prefer you until I've had enough of you. I prefer it until I prefer something better. So there you have it in a nutshell. Preference is negotiable. Conviction is non-negotiable. God, who is love, declares how love behaves, how love acts, how love thinks, what love says. I pray that you have received this short message this morning, because my desire is that it's truth spoken in love. So until we get together again via this means, have a blessed day. Go and love and serve the Lord.